What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, taking a look at the new Raidraptor support, or at least I should say my list with the new support. And at first I was kind of, meh on the new support. I wasn't, I didn't really think it was all that good. But I've completely changed my mind. I have dropped a couple of the cards, the new ones. I'll talk about that, I guess, a little bit more, like kind of as the video goes along. But Bloom Vulture is amazing. Anytime that you have like Mimicry in your hand, it used to be so terrible. Anytime, well, not, it wasn't bad to see Raider's Wing in your hand, but you really do wish you could, freely special summon it and then use the effect from the graveyard. That's obviously when it's at its best, and now you can, right? Every card is every card in the deck, so meaning that every card is searchable through 1,000 different means. So you really only need to run one copy of each one, and then whatever ones you have in your hand, you search the ones that you don't, and that's pretty much how it works. But anyways, I'll get through the card by card, and then I'll show some gameplay at the end. 2 copies of Imperm, 1 copy of Nibiru, 1 copy of Ghost Ogre, 2 copies of Droll, 2 copies of Ash, 1 copy of Effect Veiler, and then Druid Worm. You can obviously run whatever combination of hand traps. You do need to run Cross Out because, if you lose, sometimes you'll lose to Ash. And the deck, for me, and my combo, it starts around Time Thief Regulator. So, and the reason I double up on some of these instead of playing like maybe some other niche ones is I feel like you never want to have the card in your hand and also cross out and then lose to it. It just feels really lame. And also, it's like really not bad to see a copy of Effect Veiler or Ash or Droll in your hand. I've never seen it really be a problem. And just they're very common cards, especially Ash and Imperm. So I feel like it is worth, throwing an extra copy. Like maybe you want to drop a copy of Droll, play Ghost Ogre or something like that. But yeah. Druid Worm is mostly a small world bridge. It is also a lot better now that SP Little Knight exists. Same thing for Boots. Used to be a terrible brick in the hand, but it's pretty easy to special summon this. You can search out, Shade Brigandine. This can come out from the deck. It's very, you can get it out on the field, but the way I played it before, I didn't really have access to a Link monster like that. And now I do. So these cards just become exponentially better. 3 copies of Time Thief Regulator. These cards are not bricks in the hand, like at all, and I think you'll see that in one of the replays. Basil, I guess, is probably the worst one, because you kind of do want to use your normal summon for other cards, but if you do have other like free special summons in your hand, and there are scenarios, there's a replay I'm going to show you, but this obviously is just like straight up an extender in your hand, and this can also help you extend in a lot of different scenarios, so yeah, I do like to run this package like this. 1 copy of Simorgh, Bird of Protection. This is Stranglelanius. This is Mimicry. And this is Bloom. Fantastic card. Just, being able to get those horrible cards out of your hand is obviously just like very amazing and something that I didn't even really knew the deck needed until I saw the card. Singing Lanius is a free special summon. 1 copy of Raider's Wing. 1 copy of Boots. This searches you, obviously, your rank up magic spells and a level 4 at the same time. I mean, it is technically kind of a brick, but it is worth playing, in my opinion. 2 copies of Rocket Caliber. This card lets you special summon to a zone a Link monster points to a Dark Link monster. Obviously, the whole deck is just dark. If your opponent flips up Govas in a match, you just don't. It doesn't matter. You literally only have darks in your deck, so that's obviously pretty good. This is a tuner, and also you contribute it to special summon I think it's a dragon or a dark machine, which I cannot imagine why that is like that, but this is a dark machine, so there are some times where you can unbrick your hand, or at least get an extra body out of it if you have Basil Ship in your hand. It's kind of a unique interaction, to be honest with you, but that is worth noting, I guess. 1 copy of Tracers is obviously going to bring out a copy of Caliber. If your combo goes in the right direction, you can also bring out Borreload Savage Dragon using this, so the quick launch engine is very, very good. You don't necessarily want to draw these. I mean, Rocket Caliber really isn't that bad of a card, like, as but the only problem is that you do have to get all the way to Y-Strix, and sometimes it's not very easy. But there's other times, where this gets like Ash or something like that, and having the special summon in your hand makes a difference. Obviously, every game is unique, but yeah, that's why I don't run 2 like Tracer and 1 Caliber. And there's nothing else worth playing for the Rocket engine. Like, this is literally the only one that special summons itself from the hand. 2 copies of Small World, 3 copies of Cross-Eyed Designator, 2 copies of the Rank Up Magic spell, the Quick Play Rank Up Magic Force, and then this is the Skip Force. This helps you go into the Arsenal Falcon. If you draw one, it's really not that bad. It just means that pretty much for your Mimicry summon, or search, when you banish it, you just like search another monster. Like I said, like every card really is every card in this deck, so you just kind of add the ones that you need to your hand as the combo goes along. Shade Brigandine, so level 4. It's also a trap, and it's really cool. Through your regular Time Thief, combo, basically you like always get Shade Brigandine because you're gonna send boots. You get to set this. So the Time Thief Regulator, of course, is gonna get you the Time Thief Retrograde. So you're gonna have a like basically just fully maxed out. It's a part of the combo, so it's never like a chance thing. You're always gonna have the trap underneath Redoer to start the game, and then the counter trap too. And that's obviously really good. And then this is the trap card Barrage, which is another Omni Negate. So basically, you now have two. So no Dark Ruler, no Evenly Match. None of those what's it called, Triple Tactics Talents and Thrust, all those cards. You now have double answers for them, like over the course of your normal combo, which is great. It's crazy how much you can search and set things in this deck. It's absurd. This is the new Raidraptor monster, Raidraptor Rising Rebellion Falcon. Hope it is on a high rarity when it comes out, because I'm going to get these cards, obviously. And Raidraptors don't have a lot of cards with high rarity. It's kind of a shame, to be honest. But in any case, this destroys all cards when it is summoned. It's actually not any cards on your field, only your opponent, which is really great. And it is also just unaffected. So it has obviously replaced the one I can't think of the name of right now that has been used forever and ever and ever. Now it's worth using this card because it's obviously just significantly better. 4,000 attack too. It's really amazing. This is the new level 6. This basically helps you set the trap, so you always have access to an Omni Negate, which is really cool because in the other Raidraptor version of the deck, most of the times if you didn't see Time Thief Regulator, you wouldn't have that Omni Negate, and you'd just be like wide open to something. But of course now, that's not the case because of this card. Satellite Cannon. You actually go into this off of the Arsenal Falcon, and the reason you go into this one specifically, besides being like okay, I guess, like maybe every once in a while you'll like summon it, it is the closest rank that you can get to Rebellion Falcon. Now there are higher rank ones, but they're unaffected by all card effects, meaning that your rank of magic spell doesn't work on them. So this one is the highest that you can go to in order to like basically be able to cheat this guy out a little bit. There's like a new rank up magic spell but that you can use, but it doesn't really work in the deck the way that I play it. So yeah, I do have I just basically banish all of my graveyard, and you want to be able to go as high as you can just in case you don't have that many darks in your graveyard for whatever reason. One copy of Raider's Knight. This is like a really flexible card. Obviously, it can help you go into Dark Rebellion XYZ or the Arc Rebellion, and it can help you also go up into the new Brave Strix. So obviously, there's a lot of synergy, and it's really, really good. It helps you do a lot of different things. This is Wise Strix, of course, right? The most absurd card, pretty much ever summoned from the deck. This card is bannable someday, but I hope it never comes because I like this card too much. Dark Requiem is Cyframe Omega in your hand, 3 times. So, yeah, quick effect, on once per chain. It's like Appaloosa, but 10 times better, basically. And it also has an attack effect, which is really good. Dark Rebellion, I talked about this card. I talked about Arc Rebellion. Okay, it's definitely a game-ending card in some situations. This is Time Thief Redoer. It's really good, of course. A couple copies of Force Strix every once in a while in your combo. You need at least 2. Rusty Bardige, SP Little Knight, like I've been talking about, which is just fantastic. You can always go into an XYZ monster, but you can also, get those awkward bodies off the field and still have interruption out of it. SP Little Knight is an incredible card. And then Borreload Savage Dragon Raids. Sometimes it's part of your end boards. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'll show you guys some replays here. And this is, again, Hot Red. And this looks like a really bad hand. There's no way you can combo through this. But I kind of, reverse engineered the combo. You kind of do it backwards. It's really weird. But, yeah, this is a normal summon. Like I said, the Time Thief cards aren't really bricks in your hand. They're all, at the end of the day, they're still level 4s. So, yeah, I'm going into this. And now I can go into Arsenal Falcon. Normally I make this, way later in the combo. But yeah, by going backwards, you can actually do some really cool things. I can go ahead and set a rank up magic spell, and yeah, you don't have to go into, Satellite Cannon or something like that. Basically, I sent this to the graveyard, and it does attach itself to the monster when it comes back, meaning I can just, make Force Strix actually have an effective search. And now I'm off to the races here. I have all the cards that I really need. 2 more bodies hit the field, and I can go into Rusty. Normally I have a little bit more to my end board, but this is still going to be a really good setup, especially thinking about how awkward my hand was in the beginning. And there we go. There goes Requiem. Right, this also, like, it's just insane. This brings something back when it negates and destroys. So you can just, like, bring back a Raidraptor monster. And now this is just online, too. So I have the Omni Negate. And I don't think I have, I do have the Chop underneath it. Okay, so I brought back the, Brave Strix. That's a counter. So boom, like, I'm still going. I still have the Omni Negate. I still have 2 pops. Or I have a pop with Rusty. I have a rank up magic, like I have an Ash in my hand. It's just really crazy. Like if your opponent's plan is just to like try to get gas through, like it's pretty much like super poly and a few like select cards that kind of break these boards. This is against Unchained, and you're gonna set up a ton of negates here. There goes Tracer. I think I can just like normal summon the Caliber. Now I'm going to search the Raider's Wing. Special summon a couple, and again, this is what's so good about this card, because now Raider's Wing is going to be able to also bring itself back, so it just doesn't feel like a waste to kind of special summon it from the hand. I think I messed this combo up. Like the second card I should have gone through was the Raider's Knight, but it's pretty much going to be the same end board, which is just really strong anyways. There we go, Arsenal Falcon, and this is like the normal combo that I do. It doesn't even negate the effects when it comes out. Like there are so many like ban-worthy effects that like are just so nuts. Bring out from the dag. It replaces itself with like satellite cannon. It's really, really good. And there we go. Like I basically just have like this extra dude on the board when I shouldn't. But I do have the negate there. I have Ash Blossom. I got a spell off the top. And there we go. Like I was talking about, like Triple Tactics Talent. So the only thing, I still have destroying all cards on the field, so I think that's what he's going to try to do. He's going to, go into his Pendulum Scale, just rank up, boom, just like that. It's unaffected, right? It destroys all cards on the field. I had the Ash there. Didn't really matter. I still had another copy of Requiem, or I should say Material, so I had a Monster Negate too, which is, yeah, obviously pretty decent. Here's Trap Tricks, pretty much I think the same end board, and like I said, yeah, like sometimes you have boots in your hand. That's really kind of weird, but I think I'm able to go into SP Little Knight. Okay, you can send the Basil to the graveyard. Basically just, gets an extra card out of your deck. It ultimately doesn't matter. Just send it to the graveyard. You can special summon Basil, shoot 2. There goes Mimicry. I can go for Raider's Knight. And this is, this is what it's really supposed to be. There's not going to be an extra, like, weird body on the board. There we go. Same thing, Arsenal, and I pretty much could have done this in any order. I think I searched this one out, or I searched this and special summon this, but it obviously would have produced the same amount of bodies. There's Boots, and there we go. There's SP Little Knight. I think I could go into Borreload Savage Dragon here if I wanted to, but I think I had the Omni Negate, so I think it's pretty much worth it to have this instead of Borreload, just because it beats like Dark Ruler No More, which I think is a little bit more important. But I'm going to destroy all cards on the field. He doesn't have anything. I still had SP Little Knight. I still had the Counter Trap. I still had Rusty. So, yeah, it's pretty decent. But, you know what? I'll just go ahead and end it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.